Whoa! Ugh, I'm grinding the 3 teeth I have left, bro. The music, man, got me grinding my teeth. Shit, time to go. We're losing it already, man. Here comes the big one, man. Here comes the big boy. Here comes the big one. Uh-oh, it's getting windy, yo. It's getting windy enough to risk my paper. That's crazy, right? Let me put some spinner in. Uh-oh, it's getting so windy, dude. I can risk my paper now. There we go. Jenica, you didn't even know what I was saying, Jay. Jenica, call me later, baby. You didn't even know how fucking funny that was, brother. Call me later, babe. I'll tell you. You don't even know how funny that fucking was, lady. Call me back. Yo, there we go. We're gonna treat it really well here. We're gonna treat it really well. We're not gonna rush. We're not gonna rush the business. Baby, you called me about that. I'll tell you what, it's funnier than you fucking think. Yeah. Love you. All right, we're gonna treat it well. Let's do a little bit of double hand roll for a while here. Nice and soft and smooth. Double hand roll. Make sure the seam is good. Double hand roll. Make sure the seam is good. Yup, yup. Now, inflection, reflection. Now, we're going to get a tail on the top. Get them going. Skink tail. All right, all right. Proper distribution. Double roll. Skink tail is coming. We're taking such care of this one, right? We'll get a tail on him. Okay, then we're going to push for a cap and a ridge. We'll cap and ridge it. The ridge is very important, you know. So we're capping and ridging and tailing, and then we already double rolled by hand. Smooth that out by now ridging and tailing, ridging and tailing. We're going to take really good care of this one. All right, ridging and tailing, I got you. So then we roast off the ridge, not the tail though. Hopefully, roast the ridge, not the tail. Now, yeah. Right, right. There we go. There we go. We got a stubborn spot. Got a stubborn spot on the ridge. Hold on, hold on. I got a kid trying to get back in. I'll be back. Ooh, ooh, everybody say, oh. tell him to get the mail. Can't find another man. What? What up, kid? Nice. Nice. No neglect, no neglect. Like I said, I roasted the rim and I got the tail, but that stubborn part, yo. Anyway. My batteries are dying. Shit. I mean, like, my batteries are dead. I gotta switch them out. Hey, Allo, can you do a battery switch for me if I give them to you? You know where these go and you know where the old ones are. I mean, the replacements are. Sure. Do me a battery switch, brother. They were just dying. They're dying. No runnings, man. Only cool runnings. Jock sheet. Jock man. Thank you, son.
Yeah. Always get 2 types of the same battery.
Yeah, I try, because that means they're aged together, but these are not full strength, right? Rechargeables are not full strength. It's a bitch, dude. Because everything I use them for is musical. That means it has to be timed properly. You can adjust the devices, but it's not a thing that you're supposed to do at home. So for me, it's actually a bitch. I guess that's all revved up, man. You know what I mean? Yo, he replaced the rechargeables and we go on. No running. Only cool running. These OCBs are killer, man. Doesn't have to bring like that. That's inspiring to me, man. Ministry and Tommy Victor, that's inspiring to me, man. Everybody, man, go fucking check out Prong for sure, dude. You got to listen to his real, his real passion because you consume everything else. Go listen to Prong, yo. Cheers. Heck yeah, OCB, man. These are killer. The squirrel moved my fucking plant, dude. The squirrel. Shit, sorry about that. 96 there. 5, yeah. 5, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Not yet. No problem. No problem. Yo, Cosmic, what's going on, my man? What's going on, my man? How you doing? I love catching. I caught two of your lives, so I love catching your lives, Cosmic. That's really cool, man. Keep that up, man. And if you want me to come in, bro, send me an email. I'll come to your show. I'm no expert, but I'll spend time with you. What up, kid? Yo, show Cosmic your Taco Bell shirt. Yo, this is funny. Don't kick anything. Just be nice. Look, sit down, sit down. You're fine. Say hi. Oh, I'm wonderful, man. We had the greatest weekend so far. It's been great. Wonderful. Oh, I didn't know you were going to say that. No, I was just saying, hey, I've been catching up. I mean, I don't know if I have anything to add, but I'll be there, right? So I have a Golden Dawn book that I pulled up, a Golden Dawn and an H.P. Blavatsky book at the same time that I pulled up. Um, they're the smaller, sort of encyclopedic, But yeah, I brought those out because of what you've been talking about. So what's up, Shaggy? So I brought those out, and they're just kind of overviews. I'll probably send those out to somebody, like anybody that's useful that you can communicate with. I hope, you know what I mean. I hope it matches up, so maybe they can get into it, and you can ask them about it. Right? They're just very typical books, overview books. What's up, Shaggy? Not much, man. I'm listening to a very random soundtrack. Most people probably haven't heard. It's Brain Scan. Here you go. It was one of those. You see the cutout. It was a radio promo that was just given out to people. It's on Roughhouse Columbia RCA. That means it's on one of these heat sealed cassettes that are the worst shells. They're absolute crap, isn't it? Absolute crap, isn't it? Secret weapon, dictation device. Not made for music though. Music sounds better on something else. That's a dictation. Yes, yes, Shaggy. It's always great to see you. I'm chuffed. I'm chuffed for it. I bet you never heard this song. There's a song by Lawnmower Death called "Do You Want to Be a Choco? Happiness, happiness, greatest thing that we possess." Do you want to be a Choco? It's so tough to be Choco. I'm Cold Smalley, I'm waiting at the store. It's so tough to be Choco. I'm Cold Smalley, I'm waiting at the store. Na 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 na. And then it goes into, nursery rhymes. Okay, who was that? One of my ladies. I love you guys. You're so fucking great. Yes, it was. Woo, I love my ladies. Please be good. Fuck, I love my ladies. Cheers all around. Cheers all around. We've had the best fucking weekend, bro. Do you want to be a typical happiness, happiness? I'm Cold Smiley. I'm waiting at the store. No, 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 no. Just a happy song, man. What they say, what they say. I'm so lucky, man. I've had the best fucking time. Aw, I'm gonna cry, mate. I'll see what. Oh my gosh, pink flamingos. Cosmic, how much time do you have right now? I don't have anything but glare. How much time do you have right now, Cosmic? Because I don't know about tonight. You know what I mean? But just don't. Yo, what up, kid? What? Anton, you know what I can tell you? Aww. Everybody say aww. See you later, sir. Aww. Yeah, Cosmic, I sent it to you. Hopefully I didn't get kicked out by doing so. I just don't know what I'm doing tonight. After I feed them, it's kind of up in the air. I got good news. They are mixed. See, they're mixed. My lovely ladies are contacting me left and right now. Like my cup overfilling. I hope I didn't get kicked out. But water everywhere. They're hitting me up so hard, that I had to send a response. I love them. I love you guys. You know this. Stupid. Just remember, I'm stupid. Thanks for the likes, man. Please click some more, right? It's free enough, right? Okay, if we run out of that, I have plenty of tapes on deck. Some of them are probably not YouTube friendly. Hey, Cheyenne. I know I was just there, Cheyenne. I was listening to you sing. Wow. I see how, I don't know. I guess you put on your avatar, like I can put mine on because there's too much sun, but you put it on when stuff's going on behind you, or. So I see how you're busy where you're at, and that's cool. But I heard you singing. It was lovely. It was lovely. Let's see. What can I do? I do have a couple of YouTube questionable ones. So, I'm gonna put on Patsy Cline and Kitty Well. What's up, Ganja? Ganja with the grow. How you doing? Cheers to you, bro. I'm gonna be seeing some RSO. I believe. I believe. With a hand carved bowl as well, and I found some of our harvest bud. I found two different strains, not our harvest, but our farmer's October. I found two different strains. My wife came over, I rolled her up endless joints of them, of that sort of. Right now, ganja, it's already nostalgic because October was a while ago. So pulling up the harvest strain again is already nostalgia. Like, who knows if the farmer has anything left? Who knows if we could get a cookie out of what's left? You know what I mean? Because it's a legal grow and all that goodness. You see? Anyways, let's listen to Patsy Cline and Kitty Wells. A non bullshit tape. It's got screws in it. Anyways, Ganja, Appreciate. I'm waiting on the RSO. It's actually real. I've got a car pipe coming too, which is actually real and natural. And yo, it's killer. You're smoking your October. Yeah, I mean, dude, ganja. Let's be true. Let's be true. The herb, 12 years. The herb is good for 12 years. If you got a wine cellar or a 50 degree, that's a good 12 years because mold can go anywhere. But it's all good, bro. She's from near here. Well, it's bringing, I mean, it's like coming back to the beginning for us to do it. You know what I'm saying, Ganja? For us to come back to it is like back to the beginning, you know? So my wife sat here, 3, 4 joints, you know? She's like, I need to go, I need to go. I'm like, I know, huh? I know, huh? Rolling, huh? I know, huh? You need to go, huh? I know, huh? Yes. Happy day. We both had a great time, you know? This one just went out. I guess I should just move on. Maybe I shouldn't J. That's what I'm saying. I'll be right back. What the fuck? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I shouldn't J. Maybe. Oh, I'm so sorry, Cosmic. I said I'm not Jing anymore. It took me a while to non-J. Hold up. Sorry, Ganja. Yo. Literally. I was just trying to reset. Yo, I'm so sorry, Cosmic. Please come right back up. I was just resetting. I was getting out of rolling and into popping. That's all. Just getting into popping, out of rolling. Sorry about that, bro. No misunderstanding intended. That was a fumble, man. What I was trying to go back to is Okay, here we go. Here we go. Finger, finger. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Yo, I'm so sorry, Cosmic. I'm listening to Patty Smith over here. I mean, excuse me, Patsy Cline over here.
Yo, I'm so
Virginia,
sorry,
Patsy
Cosmic.
Cline.
I'm listening to Patty Smith over here. I mean, excuse me, Patsy
Oh,
Cline.
we're bouncing off your walls. I'm gonna turn it off. Anyways, I was
Don't.
trying to go get this bomb.
I thought you was gonna come on. I was gonna send you a link on my channel.
And I could do that, but I don't know if I can do it tonight. That's why I said to you, if you have time in the next hour, because I don't know what we're gonna do after dinner. Honestly, here I might not be online.
Right. Well, I mean,
Saturday.
I can send you a link right now on my channel.
Well, I understand, but I'm not even. I don't even have any fingers to mess around. I was just trying to get this going, and I kicked you out. I think accidentally, just because
That's all right.
I've been smoking joints for like a month, like fucking 12 a day or whatever. I don't think I need to do that, especially because we just found two strains from our original pull from October from our farmer.
Oh, that's cool. That's a right nice looking contraption there. Did you make that?
No, I actually bought it because somebody converted it out of a Rumple Mints, and I thought, basically to me that means that's folk art.
Right.
So for anybody who's interested in something like this, the Cheech and Chong, they sell, it's called Lawyer's Water from that, I was framed, they let the bright lights shine. And they go up there and they hit he's dying for water because they're tripping out on peyote, acid, whatever. And he goes up and grabs it. He's fucking vodka, man. So they have Judge's Water. So they make a very, I don't know, it might be a 70 proof or something. It's a very low vodka. But, anyways, you get it and they give you like a glass piece and a boring tool. So once you drink the Cheech and Chong or Judge's Water, I mean to say, Cheech and Chong branded Judge's Water vodka, after that you make one of these. There's no shotgun hole, you know what I mean? There's no like carburation anyway, so it's basically just pull it out. This is a 14 gauge. This is shit that you can get at the vape store. You can get a boring tool anywhere. They put a gasket in, which is nice.
That's pretty cool, man.
I never wanted to use it because it's real and it's got like real labels and shit. Like, I just fucked up, the cap, kind of bending it. So I bent it back, and I never wanted to do that. But at the same time, I actually just wanted to keep it as folk art. But at the same time, it's kind of cool because the band for the cap means you can spin it. It's actually a really cool piece.
Yeah, it really is,
And
man.
what you do is you get multiples of these, right? And I got multiples of these, and I put it in a corrugated pack for packing batteries away from the end of the box. Bam, bam, bam. I had like 6 of them sitting. You know what I mean? So you preload your bowls and you smoke around. But man, I've been smoking 12 joints a day just because I have a lot of shit.
Hmm.
But at the same time, when we rediscovered like 2 legit isolated strains from October, Harvestober from our farmer, I was like, oh, pause. And Off Grid is selling or is sending me a hand carved like hornpipe, piece of antler or something like that. You know what I mean? I can't say specifically he can, but some hornpipe.
Hmm.
And so I need big old crusty dready buds to put in that. I'm not putting cheek in a bowl like that. You know what I mean? So I dug around and I was like, well, here's the rest of the original. Then I contacted the farmer and like that's a whole new game, because it's like she's like, what kind of seeds you want? And it's like, and I'm like, well, what about brownies? And she's like, I gotta talk to them. I don't think we have enough left. Oh, we got this, we got that. Like look around. Hey, what are you trying to send me? Are they feminized? Do you know? And it started a whole chain of events that my wife also is just in on. She's separated from me for a couple weeks now. She was planning on going to her mom's, and so it was normal. Yes. What is it from the room?
Yeah.
Why you have to tell me? Right. Rank it up.
Oh,
These guys are crazy sometimes.
well, I mean, it's exuberance of youth.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's nothing. It's nothing. No, we just always work on fine tuning everything and putting other things aside. We did a little assessment. It was like, what's the worst thing that ever happened to you? Was it when you went fishing and golfing? And like he just put it out. He's like, it was horrible. It was horrible. And like we were just cracking up, my wife and I. We're like, that's your childhood trauma, huh? We're gonna bond on the that one day you had to go fishing and it was boring and stuff. Oh my! I was like, when your memoirs are written, you're now a young man, big, huge young man, and that's the worst that happened. And there ain't nothing that you can't take. You know what I mean? Like you're ready. So we got you up to fighting age. We did our agreement. We shook hands on it.
Right.
He's a killer in disguise.
Right.
Then the other guy the other day was like, "Hey, you remember me?" I was like, "Yeah, I met you once or twice." And he's like, "Hey, your son." He's like, "I met him up in the store. Some guy was like being weird," and he's like, I was like, "Oh yeah, he told me that story." So this guy was just flexing on everybody, just looking for attention or change or whatever,
Right.
just flexing on everybody and making everybody uncomfortable. So this guy who I'd met like twice before happened to come around my son and just like whatever he was buying, he was like, no, 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 why don't you get the bigger one? And he's like, I'll pay the difference and everything like that. And he just followed around him because he just put up with the bullshit from the guy who was just escalating in life, trying to get locked up or paid or fed or whatever.
Yeah.
Some people just, you go wild and you raise your hand and it's like, do something. Change my diaper, feed me, lock me up. I don't give a shit. Just do something for me today. Everybody's been ignoring me. And that's how it goes.
Right.
So, and I was like, well, yes, I did meet you before. Thanks for, backing up my son. And also, like, I was like, understand, we're fine. I said, a lot of people come around here and they stop just because we're hanging out outside. We're just chilling. They come around because we're hanging out outside. Do you need some help? Do you need some this? No, we live here. We're just chilling outside, man. It's not that weird. We want to soak up the sun. We want to, watch the birds and listen. Nothing. We're not destitute today just because we're out here. We're not out here because we're desperate, but a lot of the other people are. Those are those people like he was preventing the interaction with. So
Yeah. Well, now if
I
you
think I'm
live
real high. But
if you lived here in the South, I mean,
yeah,
people live on the front porch in the summertime, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and shoes and clothing is optional when you're out on the front porch here in the South.
Well, hey, look. If I lived with you in the South, I'm pretty sure I'd have an overall, but only one strap.
That's
Like
right.
the other side would be open to breathe. You know what I mean? And if you go by my porch, I'll give you one of these. That's a dismissive. That's like you better keep going hi, hi there. Now, if you come back, we got a problem. I said hi,
That's right.
and I meant hi.
You fit
But
right.
yeah, clothing optional. I'll try to cover half. I'll put one strap on my overall,
Well,
and the got to breathe, brother. It's got to breathe.
you got to show one peck, man. It's it's like a concealed weapon here in the South. You got that peck.
That's why I put the tattoo. Oh shit! I put it on the wrong side. I put it on the wrong side. Oh
Yeah,
well.
I like that tattoo, man. That's pretty cool.
It's a real simple reason. It's really simple. Like I said, the other part of you know, uh, smash the cross and spit in the Muhammad and like all that part. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that part of the book of the law. So you can read Liber Oz, and it's basically propaganda poster.
Right.
But do you have any issue with that? Like, why? Like that's the thing. When you were talking about it, and unfortunately, that's what it's about. The great work is about getting with your true will and your real self. It's not what you want, it's what you will. Now, it's a dictatorship up there. There's no arguments. When you find your true self and you don't like it, you're lost, bro. Go. You don't have a choice to like it. Oh, you're gonna hurt. That doesn't mean it's wrong. Or you're gonna be happy. That doesn't mean it's right. But when you get up there, it's a fucking dictatorship, and I'm sorry, everybody hates that, but
Well, it just is what it is. I mean, that's the thing is sometimes we fail to see the true purpose. You know what I mean?
Yes.
there's a bigger picture. A lot of times we get lost in the individuation, thinking that we're all that. But
Yeah.
when you
Well, I mean, it's that's a side of it, but the assigning value, we assign value in a random way, in a selective way, in a selective memory way. Oh, that worked for us. Let me remember it. That's my recipe book. That's my book. You know what I mean? That's where the background comes from. It worked that time. Well, there was 11 variables. My wife and I were kind of having that conversation today about we're not scientists. After we literally nailed the difference between flash paper and messing with your flint and your bic. You know what I mean? Like we nailed the difference, and it was about how there's stored oxygen that is the fuel for the flash that happened. You know what I mean? We literally scientifically broke it down, and she was like embarrassed to admit it, and I was like, whoa, but we did, and that's what they do, and as we're wrong, they're wrong, and they'll fix it in 20 years because they'll figure out something else. But we were on that, we're actually doing the same method,
right,
and it's like, oh,
it's universal, man. It's people just don't tap into it, like they really should. The information's there and it's available. You just have to believe that it's accessible to you. People spend mostly their whole life being told and taught that they can't do this and they can't do that and they can't do this.
yeah.
When in reality, if you set your mind to it, you can do anything you put your mind to.
Well, gosh, you're hurting yourself in so many directions. First of all, you're saying that you're limiting your potential and cutting yourself off at every limb by saying I can't what I haven't tried. Okay. But then on the other side, but you don't want to do that, and then you say don't wanna, and your brain says wanna. Brain doesn't understand the word no. So you don't want to stick your fingers in the socket. Is like, you mean I can stick my fingers in the socket? Like that's what brain says. And then you become a slave to that and you do it. And you fuck around and find out.
Yeah, that's
So, you can't escape this this hard playing board, but just drive. Drive a little.
yeah. I mean, it's an experiential path, man. I was one of those people that I always had to learn the hard way. And of course, my dad used to tell me, he said, if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. And
Right.
so I got pretty tough, and then I said, if I just wise up, I don't have to be quite as tough. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, that's right. That's the way it is, That's the way it is. I mean, but you have to learn your lessons in the early. I don't know, when you need some broad stroke lessons. So that's called failure. And you learn so much from that. I learned from my mistakes. My goodness, I've made a lot of learning. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've learned from every bump that is sort of the hitting the rest of the world and figuring out why this doesn't fit in the what is it, the Jungian plus the Jungian and classical back to Freud. Running up against the rest of the world and hitting it and figuring out why you don't fit, and then that's okay, man. Take the other side of the street next week. It's beautiful. Check it out over there. You haven't hit that territory. You do. You might find your best friend, and then you walk back over, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, I know so and so," and then you just start integrating again. And wow, actually, Hershey was talking about yesterday about growth, but she didn't address it exponentially. She addressed it classically, like in when you write music and you go from quarter to eighth to 32nd to, you progress in the fours and the twos and 12s. But in reality, it's actually exponential growth. It's the 1, 3, 5, 7 bifodal pattern, which is so much huger. You know what I mean? So it's like just the simple things. Like, look, Minnie is totally happy, but just those buttons and the argument that we had for 6 hours, I made biphoto growth on the money. You know what I'm saying? And then I got the money to now invest into somebody else's picture. Just one little tiny thing at a time, and I will make those little expressions growth. Once the real start is in, the real end is somewhere. It's potential, it's already in. What do I do about it? I've made the choice. The consequences will out. That's what I'm saying. It's will, not want. That's why it's a dictatorship. You don't have any choice. Is that distasteful for you? You better suck it up and learn how to load battery acid for you. You know, you better, because that's you.
Right. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy when you look. If you simplify it and want to see, when you look at the universe, it's all about expansion, constant expansion. I mean, science has proved that now. The universe is just it's just keeping on going.
Sure,
And
sure.
expansions. There's no telling. How many.
Well, hey, connection is it's actually decimated and discounted by expansion. You can't have connection to who you thought you were, who to the individuation was in the end, because you're constantly getting further and further away from it. Yes, the nature of the universe is expansion. That means, ooh, this is where I get into the tough territory, because it means less attachment. It means more assimilation into the broader sense, not the individuation that you had a time with, had an illusion with, had a dalliance with, whatever. That's all electrical impulse and neurons and firing and these entanglements that happen even on the atomized level. But whatever, it's very short term. It's all just one hair on the head. It doesn't mean anything.
It really doesn't, and that, of course, when you get off into those kind of conversations too, uh, I got a there's a big debate cycle currently right now around the internet, and a lot of people are just
Good.
now really discovering Gnostic, beliefs, and when you get into the Gnostic side of things, there's this whole different narrative that a lot of people never been exposed to, and
Well, hopefully I can help. Hopefully I can help, because I grew up, Catholic, but I was also, I was also familiar and comfortable with all the other Christian traditions,
right,
which would be the ones who are more of a evangelical, more of a recruiting side. The Catholic side is not a recruiting side in that way. It's a stay true to the book, learn the book side. A recruiting side is it's like, do you resonate with this at all? Bring in yourself into the flock, and then we'll assimilate everything later. They really do it in a haphazard fashion. Youth pastors are very haphazard, aren't they? They bring everybody in. They're like, yeah, that's cool. Come on in. Very haphazard. None of these people are qualified, guaranteed, or ready.
they're not. I mean, that's and here in the South, you see kind of the pinnacle of that because
Yeah.
uh, the joke used to be in the old days was, uh, people talk about being called to preach. Well, the joke was they looked up in the sky one day, or they're out mowing the yard, and they saw the clouds, and they looked like GP, and they took that to mean go preach, when in reality it probably meant go plow. You know, so it's
Right.
one of those things that, and I've run across these kind of people all my life that some of them can't hardly read and write, but they're going to tell you exactly, what that book that they're thumping on is all about,
Right. Right.
and which, I'm
Well,
not ruling anything out. I can learn something from anybody. I mean, I always have been able to.
that's a book. That's a book. The reason it's called the book, it has so many of the idioms of the culture that we have. It's a cultural manual. It tells you, hey, you don't have to be into it, but a lot of it tells you what everybody believes in general, the Judeo Christian ethic and that, and it gives you all that in general. Now, the Jesus part, either that's some grand revolutionary who's against people who contain or who consider themselves the holders of all knowledge and all religion in connection to the one and true God, and how he says, I speak of my Father more than you speak of my Father because I speak of my true nature, and how that gets misconstrued into he's the only son of God and the only way up the totem pole. And it's like, no, he's not. He's not the only way up the totem pole. That's insane. You know what I mean? Like, just think about that for 2 minutes in a reality way, and think about a tribe that grew up over there, and only way to me is by he. No,
Yeah,
impossible. It's symbolic. That's symbolic. It's not what you think.
right.
What it is mother, father, son. I mean, the son has a very special place because he's the rebirth of father. He's more revered than father, but father is the knowledge holder. So Father's kind of an asshole in the end, and he just can't get out of that either. Father has no choice. So teacher comes in, the mark of the world, and he tells everybody there's a way, and that's a Simon, a Mark, a Peter, anything.
Right.
You throw any of these guys in. Those guys are the looking glass. They're the distillation for everybody to understand how to apply these rules of just your time manual of society that you're in right now. Please understand where they come from. Please understand where they eat and breathe and love and worship and respect it and
Right. And it's that
encourage them.
it's really that way too with every belief system. It's the allegorical thing, and then people come in and try to literalize it. And that's what creates all the bondage and all the oppression is taking an allegorical story and trying to turn it into a literalized reality. And it's been that way forever, down through the millennia, that there's always people that will try to hijack spiritual principles and turn them into kingdoms and power and, create.
I kind of I kind of conceptualize that as flag planting. I think the brain is a big piece of real estate, and somebody plants a flag here or there or otherwise, and you have to associate with that flag. And I've just never been that way. I've always been, everybody knows elementary school. There's little circles in the playground. I've always been roaming around, reporter, anthropologist, asking them what's up over here, what's up over there. What'd you guys have for lunch? Why'd you do that? Why'd you beat them up? Why'd you take that? Just walking around taking inventory. And then in the higher level of high school, funny, it's the same thing again. It's like you might get up to seventh grade if you paid attention first time, when you graduate at 14th grade or whatever. But anyways, that time it's tables. And then so there's a loser table and there's a this table, and I just said the same thing. I walked around, but I didn't sit under anything less than the loser table. Those were the best. Those were the ones who had their eyes out, and they weren't fooled by even their own perfume. You know what I mean? They weren't fooled by Johnny's nonsense, but also weren't fooled by themselves. So they just saw everything for what it is. Like, hey, all our tribes need to unite here. If you have openness and you get that perspective, man, you're going to be so much richer than you could ever imagine.
Right. Yeah. It's
DC that I come from, it's a global place. Everybody comes. It's Be Real was there today, but he's still walking the tourist path. He's in there. They're looking at, the mall, and you know what I mean. Like he's still just in there. But if he moves, and I'm in Virginia now, I guarantee I will just drop him coordinates and meet him, and just hand to hand to like the most wonderful little spots that he never saw. And that's just how it is on Earth. It's like a bunch of undiscovered territory.
right.
Try
Yeah.
the other side of
It's
the street. Be happy, man. Be happy. Everything, it must be diverse, though. We had a global place. The locals were so simple. That's what really made my life so easy. The locals were so simple. The only people who were crack dealers sold crack to buy weed. Guess how much money they made?
well, none.
40 they made $45 on $2 and $5 pieces. Literally shards. They would sell a $2 shard. It's a thumbnail and shit. I would never buy that. But they would sell it, and by the end of the day, they have $45. Mom, me, and auntie are gonna smoke. That's it. Like two joints. That's it. That's what they did. It's just survival. It's nothing. Now, but we have this global universe, and people come around from everywhere in the world up there in DC, and they have all the money in the world. And even if you just ask them, they're just like, yeah, sure, here's $3. I don't care. And they just keep going. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing. Like $3 was, uh, they had a $9 lunch, but they fed four people, so $3 was one of them. It
What's
was wild
wrong?
to see all that at once.
Well, I was going to ask you too. You got your wrench on my channel, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And I
Okay.
heard that you put that in your live where you were talking with your friend and put it out loud that, I'm not wrenched up in the others. I don't need to be. I don't
Well,
need to be, but it is
that's
curious. It
that's
is
not the
curious.
point. That's not the point. I'm just saying, people need to be aware. But I did want to be one of the first ones to give you one because I value you, man. And I think other people should too. Of course, when you're doing live, it's easy to you know, not have the time or the energy to, catch everything you ought to.
It's a
But
busy game. Busy.
yeah, but as much as you go to these other channels repetitively, regularly, and are interactive in the chat and an asset, then
A whole of live streams.
it's time for them to wake up and say, "Hey, you know what I'm saying?" Because we're all part of the same community, whether we talk about tarot or not. We're all in this together. And it's all about learning from each other and enjoying each other's company and stuff. So
It comes up all the time, man. Somebody will just say, "What tribe was that? What Spanish tribe was that?" I can't remember, but somebody can. So it comes up in the chat and it comes up right away. And like, we're all on the same page again. We're all on the same page again. So the education system. Now,
right,
the scheduling time system, that's something that some of them might want to work out. I don't care.
yeah,
I do not care. But if they want to worry about who's watching what because it's stepping on each other in time, they need to make a schedule. That's what you call a network. You network that shit up. Not a community because it's a throwaway word here. That's when they say, "What community you belong to?" Nope. Not here. We don't have one. You know what I mean? We don't,
right,
because that's a throwaway word. It means nothing. A network would mean that you guys are like, and so and so are doing Wednesday. You know what I mean? And you just work it out. Because what happens instead is, instead of anybody going to that, because they're like, nobody's paying for the, oh, nobody's paying any of us for this. But it's okay. But if you come up here just for respect and you say, let's do something network wise, and set up a schedule, then those people now can be like, cool, everybody's in my place, in their place. I don't think he was better because he got more yesterday. That stuff makes no sense. He's better because he got more yesterday. No, because they can only be at one place. YouTube is putting you guys into that. Because if YouTube has 1,000 people and they're spread over 10 different channels, they will make sure to strike 7 of those channels to put more eyes on the other. You see? So YouTube is actually your leader in this. You're following a false God right now.
My perspective is I think people worry way too much about that. What
Yeah,
what I
they do.
do is I just say, whoever the universe wants me to interact with, then send them to me or send me to them, and roll with it, because there's millions of people on here, and you can't monopolize the universe or the system or YouTube, and
Right.
nobody really knows what the algorithm really says because it's one of the most guarded aspects of YouTube that there is.
For
So,
sure.
trying to micromanage bug poop, with a monocle, not going to get you anywhere. Just, hone your message, roll it out there, and people will find what resonates with them, and we can all gain from it. So I think, the because it's hard, there's so many people that do content now that there's no way to realistically schedule where nobody gets their toes stepped on. And I don't think really
But
in the
within a small network, it is. A network is a network, because they could forget about the rest of that. Like you said, there are tens of millions of YouTube viewers, right? Doesn't
right.
matter. Doesn't matter. If there's 1,400 in your corner, you know what I mean, and it's more like cable. And if you scheduled it out that this guy's got Thursday and Wednesday, and blah 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 in the evening, and then the rest of it is more, daytime programming and blah blah blah. I don't know, whatever. You could schedule that with a few people,
Well,
just so,
it's very
just so.
few though. That's the problem. See,
Very,
and
very.
and then
But
you
you
get
don't need
somebody
more.
that
You don't need more.
Well, then you get somebody that gets their feelings hurt because they say, "Well, I don't like being on Thursdays, so I want you to give up Wednesdays, and I want to move to Wednesdays." And then when you get into subscriber counts, if you actually go out there and look at the reality subscriber counts with Social Blade or something,
I
you
don't
can't
think they
really.
mean that. Yeah.
They don't. Well, I mean, there's people that click farm. They pay people in India and China to sit there in front of a wall full of hundreds of cell phones hooked to a laptop, and they pay X amount of dollars, and the Chinese or the Indians sit there and like and subscribe to your channel, which is whatever you want to do. I don't really care one way or the other because I'm just on here as a hobby and trying to meet different people. but I think people worry about that kind of stuff, and I don't think you can manage that kind of stuff in reality because the bottom line is YouTube's here to make money, you know, and they're going to do whatever it takes for them to make money, and that's just the reality of this platform. So the best thing you can do is just, do the best you can and roll on.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, let's. Where does it say? It doesn't say returning viewers. Oh, the unique viewers for the last 3 months is 10,198, right? So what would a 10% of that would have been what, a 1,000? But I got more of a 8% or 800, something like that.
Right.
11,000 unique viewers and 800 returners on a 1,000 sub channel. So
Right.
that's
Well, see,
okay, you know what I mean?
that's
But
good.
it's
That's
not
good.
over 10%. It should be 12 plus percent or else,
Right.
honestly. Like I know it should be 12 plus. But
But
at least
it's
those returners are coming.
right. Well, it's one of those things too. What you have to look at too is what percentage of those people are your subscribers. Most people if you go out there and look at your stats, you're going to find that anywhere from 40 to 60% of people that come and look at your channel are not a
They don't
subscriber.
sell. Right.
They're just rolling through, and there's a whole debate around shorts too. I don't do a lot of shorts because based on all the research I've done on it, it really doesn't do much for your channel as far as adding subscribers.
It
You may
brings
get
views up. It does add subscribers, but in a very small number. But it brings
right.
more viewers, yeah, for sure.
It
But
does.
what
I
what
mean,
I'm saying about that is, if I get 11,000 in that 3 months, and 10% of them, you know what I mean? Like the 1,100 come back, that's good, but I want 12. But like it's like 7 plus 800, so that's more in the 8%. And like that's okay. It's enough to me to justify, like, keep showing up, because if I don't show up, we don't have any chance. That's what other people on the indie level of anything do not understand. Who do
right,
you expect to pick up your label first?
right.
You
Well,
or them?
well, well.
you know you better try a little bit and then come to them and say, I've tried, I've waved my flag, I've had my banner up here, I need a little help, and I'm willing to pay you.
Right,
You better be in that too, man. It's got to be skin in the game and real. Who
right.
cares?
Well,
Those money, you know.
the biggest thing that'll keep you in a ball game is based on all the demographics and the statistics I've looked at, is what they call evergreen content. And that's where
Okay.
you actually produce content that stays residual on your site that people can come back and watch time and time again.
Oh,
And and that
memorable moments, it sounds like, you know what I mean, like in an older way.
right. So I mean, you go do a live and people will enjoy it and you'll have a lot of fun and it'll get anywhere from 100 to 1,000 to 1,500 views, unless you're really up there in the
Yeah,
stratosphere on
yeah,
it.
for sure, for sure.
But most people, once the live's been seen by most of the people that frequent your channel, it just goes dead. You
No
know,
replay value. No replay value.
right? But you can put a video up about some conspiracy theory or something, just saying theoretically, and that thing will sit there and eat for months and months and months and months. And like a prime example, I had this one little old deck that I got for like $8,
Right,
and I
right.
and I put it up there, and because I thought, I try to give people options that are affordable. And a lot of people, emailed me and said, what are you doing? That's the biggest waste of time and energy. And I said, well, I don't think so. I think a lot of people will be interested in it. Well, that thing has sat there and just clicked and clicked and clicked and clicked and clicked, you know, and the good thing about it is it's added a lot of value to people, which I appreciate. That
Right.
people have emailed me and said, I really appreciate you doing that, even though that's not a lot of money and it's a low end deck. I have had more use out of this thing. So that kind of stuff right there is kind of what I focus on because I think people find that kind of stuff as well as the lives interesting, and that's the kind of stuff that in the long run, because if you go on Social Blade and you look at your channel, look
Okay.
at your look at your projected growth curve. See, there's
This,
a projected growth curve for your site based on.
I have a very specific reason why I've never even opened it. Right. I will
Don't want to
never
see it.
monetize with YouTube. They take
Oh
forty
well,
percent off
I
the
won't
top.
either.
They wait a month to pay you. They figure out how to tell you why. Well, we can't pay you this month. Now, do you think that you get that later? Never. It's just that disappears. So I will never partner with YouTube. I figure that YouTube is only something to advertise for something else.
That's
What
all
I
it is.
did before is I DJ'd online for free, right? What I can do now is DJ online from anywhere in the fucking world with a phone. You know what I mean? But I need to get paid. So I don't care. You know what I mean? Like this is just it can only be an advertisement for something else.
Well,
You know?
that's their whole business model. I mean, if you don't understand that, then you're missing the boat because all these services that offer free services, well, you're paying for those services because of the ad revenue that they generate off of people watching your content. I mean, that's just how it works. And so
You're a
your con
resource, man. You're a resource because you're hosting fucking, you're just hosting airtime. That means they ask you to partner, you do. They throw 15-cent ads up there, you get 2 cents of them. Who fucking cares? Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
right. Yeah, and that's not the reason I got on here. I got on here just to keep me occupied in retirement, you know, so that I have something outside of taking care of my chores and work and all this other stuff out in the
Sure.
yard, that I have something to stimulate my intellect so that I just don't turn into a blob, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and that,
Of course.
and that's
Of course.
and I'm not monetized. I won't ever be monetized because that's just not my agenda. My agenda is just to meet people that have similar likes and perspectives, and to meet people that don't have similar likes and perspectives that we
It's
can talk
enrichment of
about.
life. It's enrichment of life to have those exchanges one way or another.
That's it. That's
Perspective
it.
in the world.
Like you're,
I'm not the be all end all. I know that. It's probably my dad, but it's not me. That's all I can say about it. It's
right.
probably him.
Well,
He's
well, that's
probably
what.
100%.
Right. Well, that's why I was drawn to your channel is because your channel is you don't make no bones about nothing. You're who you are, and you enjoy people's company and
Yes, sir.
conversation. You let anybody on. You talk to anybody. You don't judge them, and that's a refreshing thing. On YouTube because I've been on some people's channels and they micromanage everything. They try to micromanage the chat. They try to micromanage this, micromanage that. Now, I'm not saying you need to be organized. You need to
Wait a
be
minute.
simple.
Excuse me. Cosmic. There's a
Yeah.
scheduled break here. I'm sorry. It's time
Okay.
for the royalty free beats. I apologize.
Oh man, we'll get together and do a live.
Okay, we're done. That
Uh,
was brought to you by Hello Tushy Fume. And by the way, Cosmic Orphan on YouTube. Please sub up on Instagram. Share it to your mom.
man, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll see you on Logan Paul's podcast later.
Dude. Peace out.
All right. Oh, shit. That's how it works in YouTube. Yeah, baby. That's digital sex. Not a miss. What's up, Ever? You got to come up. I sent you the join in link, right? It's Ever's turn. It's digital sex. He knows how to do YouTube. Do you know how to YouTube? Do you know how to YouTube? All right. Ever, it's your turn. Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't have a phone, weirdo. You know, I apologize for you being in Canada. I'm sorry. Maybe Tony Baloney can come up and ratatouille. Maybe Linguini can do some cooking. Yo, Linguini, sub up. We already had our sponsorship. Crazy for feeling. Fuck Canada. Agarbati. Satya. Oh yeah, that's the competitive series. Satya Agarbati Incense. Yo, it's the good vibes. It's not the typical Anag Champa, but it's also delicious. Comes with a free incense burner. And we're looking for Linguini. Linguini in the fucking house. I'll send Linguini an email join-in link, but he will not join in. I'll send it to him, though. Mm. 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 Oh, you want to say Agarbati? Agarbati. You want to say Agarbati? I said Agarbati for your ancestor. Agarbati for your ancestor. I don't care because I speak Urdu. I'm not a Hindi. I'm a Hindu. I'm not a Hindi. My southern Italian was conquered by the Moors. You know what I'm saying? We got some Muhammad and we got some Tariqa in our system. We got some Tariqa in our system. Don't come around here no more. Don't fuck with Tariqa. But if I let him know how much I love him, he'll do things to me he shouldn't do. Talk back, trembling lips, shaky legs, don't just stand there. Don't let him know he's getting through here. I saw it. Talk back, trembling lips, burning eyes, don't start crying. Heart, don't let him know that you're breaking in two. Every time you offend hurt my feelings, I pretend it couldn't matter less. But I'm just hiding all of my emotions behind my broken heart, I guess. Talk back, trembling lips, shaky legs, don't big up Jakarta. Big up Indonesia. Big up Jakarta, Indonesia. Indonesia. Heart, don't let it know that you're breaking. Everybody say, "Aw!" Everybody say, "Aw!" He got to go to a party and a festival and a wedding, and he got bed, and he got a place to sleep. Everybody say, "Aw!" Everybody say, "Aw!" Everybody say, "Aw." It comes with a free burner, bro. It comes with a free burner. Isn't that free enough? Smells of old Jakarta, brother. It smells of old Indonesia. I want to be a cowboy. I want to be a cowboy. Like a bunch of dudes. Cowboy, look like what I saw. I can't help if I born right. There we go. Well, I feel like I'm Clint Wood. Cowboy looking like one I saw. I can't help it if I was born late. Yo, what's up, boss Greg? Just rolling, man. You got the walls
JoE.
going?
The what?
I said you got the walls going. It's a buzz, but it's no problem. It sounds fine.
It's a fan on my inverter.
No problem. No problem. Right on. Right on. Hey, man, how you doing today? I'm rolling this up. There's probably, dude, that's a gram. There's a gram in this one. See, it's one of the long ones. You know, I'm gonna put some spinner in, some tobacco, but it's a gram. It's a good one.
Nice.
My fingers
Oh
aren't
yeah.
long enough, but we'll see. You know what I watched last night? Pet Detective. It was nice, man. It was nice.
Hell yeah. Good. What's up?
So I have to ask you if you got Anthony's pipe done, bro.
I did, but I
Right.
fucking missed the post office by 20 minutes, bro.
Oh shit! It don't
Oh,
matter. It don't matter.
dude, they closed at 11:30. I was like,
I thought it
damn
was
it,
2:30,
fuck.
bro. I thought it was 2:30.
I figured noon, but yeah,
No, I thought it was
11:30.
2:30, bro. On Saturday.
Not at ours.
Dang, bro.
So Monday, I'll make another attempt to get it out. Hopefully, it's not a holiday.
Heck no, no problem, no problem. Oh, it might be. You know, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I know they're, like you said, POW MIA. They're already making their trek, right?
Right.
Memorial
Hell
Day
yeah.
trek, right? So, yo, I can't wait till my daughter's out of school, bro. I mean, I can't wait for Memorial Day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll be awesome for us. We can
Hell
start
yeah.
going to the other town and we can actually like live stream from there. They have, because that's where they sold out to Amazon and they have the data centers.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they have the 5G on the ground, right? And now they're trying to make all these people live there, dude. There's nowhere to live. It's a one lane, you know, both ways, you know? There's nowhere to live. It's crazy. I used to deliver papers when they started making like high rises over there and like condominiums and shit. And I was like, oh no, you know, because they were just brand. Oh, here we go, here we go. Look at this fucking cone, dude. I'm making a real fucking cone, bro. Like I said, there's a gram in here for me.
Nice.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm losing subs left and right, Joe.
Why, dude? You think it's my fault? I mean, you can bring it up,
No, it's only like 2 subscribers.
right? I lose them all the time.
They don't even say nothing though. They just unsub.
So you'll probably get like two or three new ones because I know about, you know, the seeds and whatnot, you know. So I had to talk to my farmer, number one, right? I was like, yo, he's got seeds coming. Then I had to show the 2024 Big Mama. And like to my wife too. I was like, hey, check out the stem. I mean, you know, fucking, you know, the log or whatever that's coming out of the ground there. You know, Big Mama was huge, bro. And, you know, they can
Yeah,
watch all that within 10 minutes.
you could hide a 4x4 behind her stalk.
Dude, if you guys don't know or hadn't seen, I just put that in my whatever you call it, community post or whatever. I just put it wasn't the harvest, but it was before the harvest. Middle girl was gone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one that's
But it
on the
was
channel right
October
now.
20th, I think. October 20th or so.
Yeah, that was the last video for Big Mama before harvest. Like that was the grand finale. That was the grand finale for her. She got the chop like within days after that video.
Well, for sure. Yeah. And then middle girl was already in your house, right?
Yep.
And hey man, I'm telling you, man, with the chicken feed, man, just one box, you know, one box, 1 dozen, and then the other box, $1 more high CBD. because their diet definitely, qualifies. So
Oh yeah, CBD chicken eggs. Bagok!
yeah, oh yeah. So you actually weren't able to send it out today. That's cool. So what was my pipe carved out of? Like horn, like antler, like what is that exactly?
It's elk antler.
Elk antler. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I just
it's like
wanted to know myself.
it's like one of the curved tips, like one of the tips that curves towards the end on. They don't all curve on an elk. They're like
Right.
mostly beams and go straight in big chunky pieces. But I gave
Yeah.
you like
Elk.
the little piece of one of the inner horns or whatever that has a curve on one of the brow tines, kind of.
Dude, that's so awesome.
So,
That's so
so I
awesome.
made them out of them to get the little shape in the pipe.
What do you think about making? What do you think? Oh, excuse me. I'm still flirting with this one. What do you think about making like a stone chillum? Like I said, like Ghost was looking for that. Other dude said, he would, but nah, not really. He only had time for the one he wanted to make. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, do you think you could carve like sort of crystal or igneous rock and kind of bore it out and make a straight shooter basically?
I don't know.
Because that's another thing about your video there. You have like one of those silicone ones. I never like kind of mess with silicone. I don't know if it had glass inside or whatever, but I just switched to my bong, right? I was like, I've been smoking joints. Now I got fucking buds. Let me get back to my bong. But after this, after this one.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's why the video got reported as age restricted or whatever, or got flagged or whatever.
Because
Because
you had a
I
pipe.
didn't,
You
I
didn't
didn't
hit it on
actually,
screen.
I didn't even hit it that you could
You
see.
didn't hit it
You
on
didn't,
screen. No,
you
no.
didn't. Yeah, you didn't hear it. You could like I don't know. Like I could probably fight that one and say it was for educational and documentation purposes and stuff. Like, but the pipe's in there, so
Right,
you
right.
know.
That's wild, dude.
But in the future, now we'll play their game. If they want us to play the game, we'll play the game. We
Yeah,
don't
like
have to
I
smoke.
said,
We
man.
don't have to smoke.
Let's talk about dangerous behavior or whatever. Everything I do. It's like this is Alco cinema, even before it is anything else. Like it is me drinking and being like, you think I lowered my guard? No, I didn't. So let's go. That's part of the game. Ever knows. All right, yeah. So I brought that out to do that, but I still got this huge joint, and this is one of those. Oh, this is gas candy. This is gas candy. So I just talked to the farmer off grid because, like, I would like a pan of brownies, and also I was, can you send me some heavy duty booze? And she said, "What you mean?" I was like, "You know what I mean? Some really heavy shit." And so we're working on some really heavy duty shit,
I
man.
mean, I like when my tolerance is real high and I was eating edibles, I would do like
Right?
about a gram per serving of
Mm,
a gram of keef per serving.
right. Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and that was fine for me, but like
This
for
is
a
a one
newbie,
plus. This is a 1+G, joint with tobacco in it because I smoke tobacco all day anyway. Man, I hope we have a storm back here. The wind is kicking up again. But here, Space Monkey sent me this tip. So here we go, the blue and purple tip. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. So did you watch the commitments?
not yet, man. I got too tired and passed out. I didn't do it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
It's
Cool.
right there
Cool.
though.
But you did make Benny's pipe.
I made Anthony's pipe.
Oh, Anthony's pipe. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Anthony was here earlier. Damn it. I'm sorry. I know you said Benny was on your short list. I'm sorry. Not Benny. Anthony's pipe. Anthony was here earlier, and that's my bad, bro. Hey, you know what? I'll be honest, off grid. Anthony was a little tripped by not having mod because he was like, I can sub up other people better, you know? So I understand that, right? But he was a little bit tripped up about it. And I was like, Anthony, it's coming back to you. It's just right now I can't, And then Hershey was here and she shared everybody's links. So, she covered all of them without any problem. So that was kind of cool. But, it's like, because their next thing is to say, well, I don't really care. And it's like, well, you don't really care, but you asked. You know what I mean? So, like, I have to address that and deal with it, right? If you didn't really care, why'd you ask? Right?
I had
mean,
straight just hostility out of a few people. Just straight hostility. Like they couldn't even have known that it was gone before they were already spouting off. They never commented to know that it was gone until that moment, and by then it was like
you had that. You had that. I didn't have hostility. I just got like people who were like perturbed or whatever. They're confused, maybe. And then the other people who ask, I mean, compliment bombers are like so sus. When somebody starts coming in, hey, this is the best, it's the best, this is the best. Hey, can I get a wrench? What do you mean, can I get a wrench? It's like you get a wrench
when they
because I
say I
give you a
need,
wrench.
they're like,
You don't ask,
you
right?
gotta give. I need.
Collectors, man, collectors. They put them in the pocket. They don't care.
I need. Yeah. You're like,
Yeah, man.
all you have
Man.
to do is say what's up, and you probably would have got it. Like,
just do some support, man. Share it to your channels. Share it to your communities if you got a good YouTube. Most people don't have a good YouTube, but I share shit to my community all the time. And I get a couple of bounce backs. They're like, cool. One person went and saw that because you shared it. Cool. You know what I mean? Like, I only have 1,000. I deal with 10% of them. I showed you what it was. 700 returners out of 14 plus or whatever. Like, I need more. Like, I should have more returners. I don't expect them to fucking sub, but just, keep showing up and find other things that interest you. I understand what we do is we make a noise, look here, look here. But if you don't like what we're doing, you're going to leave. Cool. If you do like what we're doing, you're still going to get worn out and leave. Cool. But I also like to talk about other people. That keeps everything alive. There's always young blood, fresh cut, different fucking aspects. I'll talk about people like, how do you deal with your home? And it's not like you off grid where you deal with everything at your home. It could just be more simple. It's like, well, this is how I do. This is how I make sure it happens, even though I have trips. But I can talk to people about simple things. It's very good input. It's very good learning. What's up, Anthony? Anthony, I don't think Off Grid made it to the post, but I think he got your shit done. I don't know if he was up today. Were you live today at all, Off Grid? I was all
yeah,
eating gummies yesterday, being a crazy person.
No, I was on. I was watching lives. I was live this morning. This morning.
I missed it, bro. I missed it.
So did I.
Like, well, Anthony, did you see it? Can you fill me in, Off Grid in? He missed it too. Anthony, did you see it?
What happened? Y'all
it does happen, yeah. Oh, he meant to tell me earlier. Oh shit, something did happen, Off Grid. What the heck? Right. Anthony, you want to join up? It's only one at a time. Sorry. Nice. No runnings, man. No running.
Firing up. Nice. I'm about ready to water these plants a little bit here.
Yeah,
I think I'll use some.
Mine could use a little more water, but I don't have it right now. I mean, I don't have plants, but my seeds, But I don't have it right now. I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll let them suffer. I'll let them be a little bit desperate.
Let's see. Yeah, you let them get desperate.
Sometimes, man. I'm a death dealer. Like, I'm a brown thumb. I kill everything anyway, So
a brown thumb.
Yeah. So
I never heard that before. Huh?
Everything in my soil is dead, but that's what feeds them or not, But I've had decent results. My friends don't because their animals eat it. Their animals eat the plants.
Oh yeah, yeah. I almost made it. I didn't make it. Yeah, I was real close. I was
Yeah,
close.
Anthony. He said they close at what 10? I think they do it at 12:30 over here, Anthony. I swear. Here we go, man. So you got 6 mature, 6 immature, minus the males that have been ripped out. Here we go.
Yeah,
Here we
that's
go,
what's
man.
happening. Hell yeah, water the babies.
I wish I could put you
They're
in
water.
solo on this side by side, but I don't think I can.
Nah, it's all good. Try to be the cameraman and the water jug pourer and everything. I'm filling up another water back.
Twisted Roots Live. That's so awesome. So Twisted Roots, is that where you got your genetics? I know you got them from one source.
Yeah, these are twisted roots. Yeah, third eye strains, twisted roots. All
So
these plants out here.
in California, Twisted Roots, that's Kira and fuck man, what's his name? Shit. He owes me a record. I forget his name now. Damn it. But Paul. Kira and Paul Rossler. They're Twisted Roots. They're in LA and not with the Z there, but you know, spelled normal. But anyways, yeah, he owes me something. He was like, "You don't bother me enough. Not, once every 10 years is not enough." But yeah, that's so cool. And I understand, like you said, you were, I mean, your Twisted Roots Genetics is one guy, and recently he was having a hard time, right? And that's when, So the seeds, if I understand, that are coming this way, they're not, they're unknown as far as gender. They're not feminized or whatever, right?
No, yeah, they're regular photo seeds.
Right. So they're not autos, they're photos, and they're
Yeah,
from what would you call it? The Outback, the OB, OG, or how would you call that?
you call it RBF4.
RBF4. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's named after the guy that bred the plants. He's the rightful person to name them by. This is one of them right
RBF4.
here. Yeah, this is one of them right here.
Okay.
RBF4.
Okay.
And he doesn't.
Okay.
This is another one, RBF4.
So every one of those seeds, they're unknown in gender, but they are RBF4 seeds. Because people are going to ask me, because I'm not going to be greedy with what you send. I have to send it to the farmer. I have to reach out. I'll keep what I want to do next year.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I started them real late.
Okay. So the immatures, basically,
Okay.
what you're saying when you say the neighbors is because you're doing a legal grow, the immatures that you get, if they develop to mature and they are femme, then you pass them on to a neighbor. Like, just to be clear, I mean, that's how you keep this thing, going in a very legal, obviously
Yeah.
fruitful, but that's how you go, right? If one of those comes
Yep.
up
You make your pick.
feminized,
Yeah, that's it.
see, that's awesome. Off grid people need this information, man. So he has the right to have 6 mature and 6 immature, right? And so then when they grow up, he has to decide what to do with mature female that's like number 7. But he already has a plan. He passes it off to neighbor number 7. You know what I mean? But that gives him the room to throw away the males. But he's not throwing them away. He's feeding the chickens. And then those eggs become high CBD eggs. Excuse me. Excuse Excuse me. Like I said, I was switching to bong, but now I'm hitting this joint. So, cheers. Excuse
Yeah,
me. Check me out.
CBD chicken eggs. That's what's up.
That's how the Amish do it, man. The Amish will set. They'll sell you some. They'll sell you some
They love it.
Canola seed oil and call it CBD. You know, they don't care because nobody can tell what CBD does. They're just supposed to calm down
Right.
after they have. But that's like your dad telling you to calm down. And you're like, "What you mean calm down?" And all you do is get madder. You're like, CBD. What you mean calm down? I'm just kidding.
Like, ah.
You gotta smoke the 9, bro. You gotta smoke the 9 and eat a strawberry every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what's up, Warriors?
Water.
I'm sorry, bro.
I really like these kind of water, these drums like this. Thirsty this time of year. You don't let them dry out. Warriors in the house. What up? What up? What's happening? Oh, your audio. You're mute, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was saying to Warriors, sometimes I see a Z, sometimes I see an S. Like, am I wrong? I mean, I know CS is chiefing session. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to mod up everybody that's cool, you know? I'm just wondering, don't I see a Z sometimes? For real? One has a Z and one has an S? That's confusing, bro. Are they both CS? Because chiefing session, you know, like Raymond and Tom.
One of them has a Raiders emblem for their badge.
Oh, the plants are
Like,
beautiful, man. Here we go.
It's a different name though. It's a different name. Slightly,
So you
slightly
basically
different name.
you have to actually commit to 6, right? Eventually. Yeah.
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 What do you think? What do you think? Who's the top? Oh, this is what I got to do. Off
Moon
grid.
Magic.
I saw the seeds you sent, right? And I was like, I have to figure out who top 5 are. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple left, but I got to figure out who top 5 are. Those are the most important to me. You know what I mean? It's going to be a hustle because we don't know. They're unknown seeds, right? Right on.
Kylo F3 and a Twisberry and a Twisberry.
Dang.
Those are contenders so far.
Those
Those are the March.
F3s are
Those are the
fat.
March. Yeah, those are the March plants from like March 10th, March.
Well, man, I didn't have any choice, you know. It's just the seeds that I gave to my wife. She did not germinate them, you know, so I just dropped them. I got like a sprout on the soil that I reconditioned, but it was on the outside. So I just moved it to the middle, you know what I mean? And like the other seeds, they haven't popped yet. I'm just waiting. But I think we can totally get this, you know, to a decent ornamental plant that I can hang out with, you know, one girl out of 4 seeds, you know.
Yeah, last year I had what I have 80% females out of those seeds last year.
Right on.
That's what I had. That's what I had out of those RBF4s last year. And And 100% germination or near, like 90 some percent germination.
Yeah, for sure, because the ones that I had, dude, they were like 100%, and they were all female too, but my farmer told me they were feminized, but they were AK-47s, and they were total guts. They were all female. It was real easy. But the ones that also split and popped that I gave to my neighbors, what happened was their damn cats ate them. You know what I mean? Like, I gave them to the best possible options, but their fucking cats ate them. So, yo, you're welcome, Anthony, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just don't hang up on it, because these people that are getting mad about it, they're being funny, And I've had trouble. I have real trouble, man. I can't just play, Yeah, them dang cats, man. They're always eating that shit. Off-grid's cats just losing teeth everywhere. That was like my daughter, dude. She would lose teeth. I'd have to find them. It wasn't like her telling me. She wasn't like, here's my tooth. It would be like, oh shit, she ate the cabinet today. I found a tooth in it. You know what I mean? It was like crazy shit. It was crazy. She was acting like a raccoon, man. I found teeth that were stuck in wood. And she just started taking, the thing that, God damn it. My mother got her one of those Christmas elves that you hide around, Elf on the Shelf, many years ago, and she outgrew it, right? But she started fucking moving it around like a couple weeks ago. So I'll open the refrigerator and it'll be in there, or it'll be on the bookcase. So she started just randomly moving it around because she outgrew it, and now she's fucking with me. I'm going to put it on the ice clothes because I don't use ice.
Nice.
He's going to put them in the ground, man. Anthony's going to put a couple in the ground, man.
2 in the ground today? Oh, shit. Damn. That's the
Man,
biggest.
what did I tell you yesterday? I told you when it really went dark here, it was almost 10, right? Off grid, it's 6:36. Look at that shit behind me.
Right.
That's from like 5 p.m. shit, It's 6:36. That's an hour and 40 minutes behind, We had light way deeper than Anthony did. Anthony mentioned when he went dark, I wasn't dark yet. Look at them blowing in the wind.
They're so pretty. Like, I like watching them. It's one of my favorite things. It's like watching a chameleon, kind of. You can almost watch them grow, man. Like,
oh yeah, they were like 16 point something inches tall and 16 wide. I mean, they might be a half inch up, probably.
they're reaching now.
Yeah, because it's not too
This
late.
plant's
Not
booming.
hanging. Yeah, they're spruced up.
Boba.
They're spruced up.
Boba's going to be our biggest plant easily.
Dang.
Here is Kylo number 6. It's still not still hasn't sexed, but at its, let's see, 1, 2, 3rd, 4th,
right,
5th node. All right, 5th node up the plant.
Yeah,
it
I
already has 9. Yeah, 5th node up the plant. It has 9 petal leaves.
Dang. And look at how big the little back 2 leaves are. Those back 2 leaves are huge. Fucking hell. No, those are huge. Like, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but it's healthy as fuck.
Right? Yeah, it's young and it's booming. So, hopefully. And this is Java. And we don't know what it is either, but it's a crazy indica. Like the solar panel on that. Look at that. Like,
I see it. Yep.
Good night.
I see it. Yep. That's like a perp.
Damn. It's got a crazy setup there for leaves on top.
Man, one of them damn buzzard hawks is behind me, man. And when I look at them, they look like gorillas with wings and shit. One of them buzzard hawks. He said, wah, 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 wah. That's why I know. Yeah. Wop, wop, wop. Here he comes. Beautiful girl. You're letting me cousin outlaws use my greenhouse. There you go.
Hell yeah.
I got these killers coming, man.
Yeah. Girls just want to have fun.
Yeah, they just want to grow, man.
I wonder how many eggs I got. Yesterday I got 19 eggs. I took them 3 cans of lettuce and they gave me 19 eggs.
Man, I made some chicken, just some like chicken carcass and wing and whatever. And I think my kids
Yeah.
knocked it over. So in the fucking refrigerator right now, I got one of those little like brown gravy drops. You know what I mean? I'm like, because I got to take everything out to clean that up because they just knocked it over. Like they knocked the carcass over, so the gelatin on the, you know what I mean? Oh no. At least
Nice.
it's cold. At least it's cold right now. It's gonna take me like 2 hours.
Smells like somebody's been
Anthony got 5,
smoking a bunch
man.
of. Smells like somebody's been smoking a bunch of weed in here, man. It's all like.
Surprise, man. Surprise,
You got a painting job. Well, there you go. At least you got help. It sounds like. Yeah, your cousin's gonna help you out. Hell yeah.
Yeah, painting job's a lot of money, man. You can buy your weed. I mean, weed is a lot of time. There's a lot of time that you don't get paid back for. So
Like
there's
it's
something to be
variable.
said for just doing a job and buying it from other dudes.
Yeah, I looked at that, like painting and stucco and how much it
Mhm.
pays per square foot on average, and like the
Right.
average price is good money if you're willing to bust ass out there.
Hey, man, sprayers. They got
You can
sprayers with like
you can have
border protectors.
you can buy like $6,000 or $7,000 material and charge like 40, 50 grand for the job. Like that's how high they're going on some of these jobs, man.
He says, "Oh yeah, yeah. No, for sure. Like off grid. If you just because you already have a Durango, right? If you just put the spray shit in the back, you know what I mean? And like we just funded that or whatever. Yeah, your first job, we could just get you a $1,200 job to pay for the equipment and then move on from there. Because like we're talking about profit. We're already gonna make sure they pay for all the fucking paint and all the and blah blah blah, but at the end you make that money that pays you for the equipment and then you move on. Next job is 20,000. It's all profit.
Yep.
It's crazy. How many times do you have to double your money? It
It's
takes
about the
100 years for money to double itself, but it does. If you don't touch it, it will double, but it takes 100 years. That's not nothing.
Is that like a quarter will turn into a 50-cent piece and a dollar will turn into a $2 bill?
Basically, sure. Everything. What is?
Well, gold's sitting up at like $3,300 an ounce right now, which is over $100 a gram.
Yeah. Pretty crazy, man. I don't
That's
know,
insane.
man.
Makes me want to go gold mining, gold panning. Like we got to go find anything. Any little old thing you find is gonna be worth money. If if you could see it, it's worth
Yeah,
money.
but don't. The other thing is don't fall for like everybody's like, oh, I have a black sand for you, I'll sell it to you. If it's packaged, it's a loss. If anybody wants to sell you a bundle of anything, trust me, you're gonna lose.
Oh yeah,
You need to
here's
itemize
this
and go get shit by yourself, bro. Don't
here's
do
this
that.
here's this pay dirt off of eBay.
Yeah,
I promise
yeah.
there's gold in there.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Hey, man, what do they call it? Like testimonials. I have testimonial photos, and somebody's got a handful of gold. I found
Hi,
it.
my name's Roger,
I
and I
found it.
found 1/8 of an ounce in my 25-pound sack. It only costs $349.95. You can get yours today. Free shipping. I recommend it.
We call that black soil or gold soil. I don't know. That shit's crazy, man. Yeah. Be careful, everybody. That shit's funny. But a lot of YouTube people, they just mine their purchases, and so that's like a review channel, I guess. But it's a slow evolving review channel because they have to put it through different filters and stuff. So then it leans more to the wasting your time ASMR sort of the like we don't know what he's doing, but it makes a lot of noise over there genre. You know what I mean, Anthony? Hell yeah. It just leans towards that genre, that AMSR. We don't know what he's doing, but it goes. And yeah, they'll buy a black a bag of soil or whatever, and then it takes them 40 minutes to sift it out, and that's content. So they bought that.
Hell yeah.
Companies tend to say you'll get a guaranteed percentage, and that's another thing. So you can raise and measure whether you got that or not, and whether it's fucking a fair game. Spoiler alert, it's not a fair game. It's a lie. None of it's true. If you get a bundled anything, you're wasting extra money. They found cheaper parts. They found friendly parts. They blah, 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 and they bundled it up to ream you. That's the spoiler alert. You lose. You know what I mean? So it's better to find things in the wild, find their value based on what you were looking for. And also walk away and think about it again and go back. Say, did I really want that? And walk away and then go back and buy it. Don't do it the first time. You might be fooled. Eating Fig Newtons?
Granola bar, like a grapefruit and grain bar.
Heck yeah, man. Cool.
So where do you weigh in on what is a pirate's favorite letter, Joe?
My
You weigh
children.
in the R? The R?
Yeah. My children's because my last name is G, right? So my children's initial are ARG, 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 and AAG, AG. So they all basically have an ARG. That's all they have. So they have pirate sounds.
Nice. I'm going with the C. The C.
Oh,
Can't you see the C? The
Well,
C.
myself, I'll tell you what my favorite thing, because I'm not going to be like a low level pirate. So my favorite one, for me, my favorite letter, I. Yes. My favorite letter is I.
He's like, you.
Yeah, but it is funny because my kids' names are like that. They're Arg, Arg, and Og. That's it. They have pirate names. Yeah, but my favorite is I.
Come here. Hey, stink old boy.
Uh-oh.
You're a movie star? Okay. Yeah, you did good.
It's Donald Gustavo. The Gus.
Yeah, Jean got into the trash twice while I was out. She totally got down. She got a yogurt. She ate a loaf of bread. She shredded up all the plastic all over the floor. Got some piece of paper. Shredded all that up.
I'll tell you the ugly part. The ugly part is if they eat the plastic and they bleed, and then they're eating the blood, they think they're eating raw meat. That's the ugly part. You have to be careful because they sometimes think they're eating meat because they're cutting their tongue with plastic that they've chewed. And so, the animals then they go crazy for that, and it's like, please.
Yeah, luckily it looks like she didn't eat the plastic. She just shredded it up into little pieces.
Right.
She was trying to get at the bread.
Right. And she ate a loaf of bread and she licked the yogurt all up and all that kind of stuff. Well, I guess you have to walk it out with you before you leave, just because it's not attended or something. I mean, I'm not trying to put work on you. I'm just saying, like, it sounds like maybe, right?
Yeah, I can't leave the bread on the countertop. She
Yeah,
can.
maybe, man.
When I leave her in the house alone, she doesn't know about the rules yet. You could leave bacon on the countertop, like down at Gus's level all day, and he won't touch it. Like,
Yeah.
she's a whole new game. She's
Well,
got to
Gus,
learn too.
he already knows that he always gets fed. He has that whole history. Some of my wife was over here. She was talking about the stuff that she's dealing with her brothers, and some of their history is so whack that they don't understand that the future expectations are different. Like, they're gonna have to behave. They can't ask their way in. Stuff like that. So little puppies need to be, as sweet as Gus. Yo, there we go, man.
Stink girl. Yeah, you're growing. 42 pounds. 42-pound dog.
Yep. How old?
In 5 days, she'll be 6 months.
It sounds all right under 50, I think. I think that sounds all right under the first year,
Yeah, she's not overweight. She's just really big.
Right.
She's huge.
There you
for her
go.
age.
Well, hello. Be calm. Oh, she's kicking around.
She's like, I don't like the camera.
Yeah, she's kicking around. Yeah.
You see the camera?
Hi. It's okay. Yeah, don't shy away. It's okay. Hi.
She's like,
I see you. I know, she's twisting. She's twisting everywhere.
Camera shy. You got something on your head.
Yeah, it's not normal staring at a camera. I understand.
Here, you want some kibble? You can have some kibble.
Okay, I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes.
Okay. I'll entertain the masses.
I made a highlight. Man. It might have just been you walking backwards. I'll delete it later. Shit.
Oh,
The highlight might have been you walking backwards.
It happens. I hit that button before on accident plenty of times. It's all right. Nothing happening. Anyway. Hell yeah. What's everybody doing this evening? Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Can I get a mic check? 1 2 1 2. Hell yeah, grow big or go home. 2025. Somebody told me today, they said, I'm surprised that you're still growing after last year's harvest, that you would even want to grow again this year. That's what they said. I was like, damn, that was a hell of a bird right there. Did you hear that son of a... Hello. Wow, that's a singing bird right there. Wow. You getting the chicks outside? Cool. And going to plant Kylo Ren in the ground. I'm going to check my weather. Check my weather again. I'm trying to get in the
You said,
ground myself.
hey, off grid. I remember you said you have until
Yo.
the 23rd. You said you have
Now,
until the 23rd.
well, it looked like it moved up. That looks like the 21st now, or the 20th maybe even.
Well, I
Yep.
definitely, yeah, he's putting his chicks outside. Yeah, it's warm right here, Anthony. Yeah. And he said he had till the 23rd, but now you're saying no, you're not sure.
Well, I might go in sooner. Anthony's saying he's going in the ground now.
Yeah.
With Kylo Ren. I'm like, I got a Kylo Ren. I can shove it in the ground right now. I'm trying
Well,
to look at the
Anthony,
weather.
look, it's 7 o'clock almost right here, right? So
That's
Anthony
easy.
said he went dark earlier than I did yesterday. I mean, we're in
Oh,
Virginia, but he went dark earlier than I did. It's 7 o'clock, so you can see what's up here right now.
yeah.
I'm clocking. I don't know, but it's not really 7:10 or
The
whatever. We'll see.
yeah, the camera always makes it look brighter when it starts to get dark out. At least when it
For
first
sure, for
starts.
sure.
But it's still full on light here. We're 4:56. Yeah, 4:56.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get back on this. I'm gonna have to digest them this way.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
Came in the house to get a soda. Man, I wish I had like an ice cold Mountain Dew, man. The whole cube. The cube of Mountain Dew. That's the bomb right there. It's the only soda worth buying, I think, anymore.
A 30-pack, a cube. Yeah, yeah.
The 24-pack of Mountain Dew. Yeah. That's the only soda that'll keep me awake at night. Energy drinks won't do it either, but Mountain Dew will keep me up all night. If I drink like 3-4 Mountain Dews, it's over. I'm gonna be up.
Dude, Anthony said hopefully his season is better. Anthony, you said you had like 20 strawberry plants and now there's 600, right? So I
Dude,
bet you're gonna have a good growing season. I bet you.
I saw those pictures of the strawberries earlier.
Right,
Holy shit,
right.
there's a whole fucking field of strawberries, Anthony. A fucking field.
That's what I'm saying, man. If anything, shows to date, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have a harvest, bro. A good harvest.
Yeah, good old
Yeah.
Mountain Dew. I need goddamn Mountain Dew. Some Bartle Skeet. Bartle Skeet. He's got him some Bartle Skeet.
Yeah, I can't really drink Mountain Dew because there are these like little citrus tails that grow in there, and I can't take them. They're called citrus solids. And you can see them when you turn it up or down. They go, meow, meow, and I'm used to them because of liquor making.
That's from the citric acid or whatever.
Yeah. So I can't really drink that. And then there's the brominated vegetable oil, which I also can't drink. You know what I mean? So it's been kind of weird because I have a Coke Zero box over here, right? And the reason I'm not drinking that is because in my diet right now, I'm not doing caramel color, even though it's like considered non-nutritive. It's a caramel color, which means a burnt sugar. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? So my daughter keeps getting obsessed about stealing these fucking Coke Zero cans, man, and she's gonna have them all before I ever do. She's just obsessed about sneaking them. And she took so many hours of sleep away from me last night. It was crazy. She just kept coming and kept coming until she stuck them under her shirt. And I was like, yo. And she put, but that shit took me took 5 hours of my sleep away, man, after eating gummies at 11 and coming up here. And, man, there is no stimulant involved in this. I'm tireless on this, just real. You know what I mean? And so that's great for being like a 50-year-old. I got it. You know what I mean? I got this energy. I got this. we're gonna bust right through, man. That, I mean, looking at your harvest that those seeds are from, right? I mean, that's not a stem, that's a log,
I
Your
got
big
it in the
mama,
ditch. It's in the ditch. I still got it back there.
Yeah, you do, yeah. I mean, it's just amazing. That shit's amazing, bro.
I
So,
ripped it out of the ground after it was all harvested. It almost took my back out, but I got it. I was
right,
like, ugh, rocking
right.
it back and forth.
Like, why didn't you call an elephant, man? One little trunk pull, you should have called an elephant. Like, that would have been cheaper.
It was in there good. It was in there good.
One trunk pull, man, $20. I could hook you up
Right.
next time with Barnum and Bailey.
Right.
He's dabbing, man.
Yeah. So your antler pipe I made was the very first one that I ever made.
Is that true? Yep. I've had one, but it was really short. It wasn't like a long horn like that. I've
Uh-huh.
had one. That's awesome. So you made one for Anthony too, right?
Yeah, and he got the second one I ever made.
There you go. There you go. So what do you think about that, man? You want to make one? I said I would do Ghost a wood one, but I'll tell you what, I'll pay you if you do it and we'll get it to him. All you have to do is put a little ghost icon on the side, like just chisel in, even like just one of those like little sheet things. So just like a loop with like 3 points in the eye.
Joe. No, Joe, I'm not an artist.
Yes,
Not
you
at
will.
all, at
Yeah,
all.
you will. Yes,
No,
you
no, no,
will. Yes,
no.
you
I
will. Yes,
can't
you will. It
draw.
won't even
Joe,
take.
I
It won't
can't.
even take but 2
No,
minutes,
no, Joe. I
dude.
can
Wait
build
till you see.
anything.
Wait till you see. Wait till you see mini stuff that he gets on Tuesday.
Not,
I sent him
one of,
his buttons and
no.
I sent him my drawing of him. I spent like 2 minutes and the minimal amount of lines, but I tried to make it real. I tried to make it a faithful portrait, right? And so I put in minimum effort. I told him cut it and laminate it, and he's like, "Why? Am I supposed to send it back to you?" And I'm like, "No, because I wrote it on an envelope, and please just cut it and so you can save it, so it doesn't curl up or whatever." But anyway, I mean, you don't understand. Like, it's so simple. Like, my wife, I don't know why she didn't do this yet. She wants a shark tattoo. And I was like, why don't you just do it? You could do it in so few lines. It's like 1 to the point of the nose, 2 down, and then like jagged tooth, jagged tooth. I was like, you could do it in like 6 lines and get exactly what you want right in the head. You know what I mean? Like, do it.
Yeah,
Do
I'm
it.
not an artist at all. I can't draw a stick man. I could build you anything,
But you
but I
can't
can't.
carve something if you're not an artisan. You can't carve what you did and make it functional if you're not an artisan. And an artisan is one kind of an artist.
More of like a craftsman. I don't know.
There you go. Arts and crafts.
Crafts.
Arts and crafts. Yeah. I know a lot of craft people that are artists. In my opinion, just because
Like,
their own
that's the same thing though, but
signature.
I'm making a 3-dimensional object. Like, I don't know. Like,
Manifestation. That's manifestation. By the hands
I,
become something. That's manifestation. Manifestation means
but,
by the hands. It's Greek manos.
but
Manifestation.
art is like something else.
Cerebral manifestation, something else imbued with, emotion or a thought or a feeling. Yeah, sure, why
Like,
not? But you can put that by titling it. When you title it, you lead people to look at it in a certain light. You give them a lens
mhm.
to look through when you title something, or when you frame it and you cut it. You give them a perspective that you force. So that's
That
the
was
act
it.
of art. Is
That was it,
limitation of
Anthony.
book.
Anthony, he drank his Mountain Dew and he pounded it, and he's now Kylo's going in the ground.
Heck yeah, man. Tonight, man. Tonight. Look, Anthony's in my state, so he's
Right.
gonna. It's going dim here. It's going dim.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as the roots don't see direct sun, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I mean, I might be able to actually show. Hold on. Okay, so the only thing that sprouted was not mine. It's right there.
I see something there.
Yeah, that's not mine, but I moved it to the middle either way. That's all I got. That's all I got. It's not mine, but it just, decided to sprout. I moved it to the middle.
Yeah, my neighbor said he had some volunteers that came up. He said he had 3 volunteers that came up.
Well,
You don't
we
know
had
where they
one
came from.
last year. We had one last year, and what happened at the end, the stalk became like kind of amber brown and died off. But it was going, and it wasn't from that year. It wasn't last year. We didn't do anything. It just jumped out of the soil, and it was Dutch by the flowers that came up the first times, because the only thing else we would have would be like hot pepper, and it didn't look like that. It didn't have those leaves, or flowers, and it kept going. But it just eventually rusted out at the root and fell before it flowered. Properly. But it was left over from a whole year, and we didn't do anything. It was just thunderstorms that fed it. So whatever this little traveler is, he's in the midst. Let him go. I don't care. I know how to take care of him after even September, I guess. Yeah. I can take care of him.
Think boy.
Yo, what's up, big boy? Big boy, so
Hugs.
tall.
Hugs.
He's big, man.
He is. He's huge. His head's bigger than mine, I swear. And he's so hardcore. Like his skin, like his meat is way thicker than mine, man. Like he's
Right.
He's a warrior. Like
Heck yeah, man. And you speaking about his head, I was like, oh boy, and you just went to the barber. That means I need to. I mean, I know I need to as well.
I got chair 2
once
though,
before
bro,
summer.
because
Yeah. Once before summer, I gotta go. Just once,
wait.
because then I'll go to the pool and it'll get all dried up anyway, so it won't matter.
Yeah.
But once before summer, I gotta get cut.
Yeah, chair 2, that's not exciting at the barber. They're like, go over to chair 2. It's like, oh.
I said to you chair 3, but you were like, well, there's only 2 in this place.
They used to have 3 in there back in the day when the old man was in there.
Yeah, that's the tradition. And, so the first to the door is the leader, obviously. Like, that's how it works, And
he
then
was the one with the license, yeah. He was the one with the license and the name on the shop.
Other people license too, but they also rent out their spot, and that's chair 2 and chair 3. Chair 3 tends to be like, the sort of the trainee, the person that needs more knowledge and jumps around and does other things. So I said to you, Alfred, it literally, the place we go to, it's only retired old men and like assisted living people, because it's a typical Korean barbershop. We have them everywhere, right? But where I'm at, our community is different. Like our little corner is all black, like literally, and they don't go there, even though it's the closest. It's not their shop, so they don't go there. So, but neither do the other people across the street, like the typical everybody here, so neither do they. So it's the guys with nowhere to go, the retired guys, and then it's the people from assisted housing. Like, their people bring them in, like their assistant, they're people who drive them and stuff, and they go in and like they said to you today, off-grid, you must be retired. The DA is talking to you and the sheriff's talking to you, so it's official. Off-grid is literally like registered his own paperwork with the county. Hey, I'm semi-retired. I made it official with the DA and the sheriff. I am
Like they know.
semi-retired.
Yeah, they all know. They all know.
Yeah, you're semi-retired.
Like, yeah, I got smashed by up against a tree. They're like, I don't work right now. They're like,
you thought they were busy and it was coincidental, right? But they watched you come into town the whole time. They waited.
probably.
And when you showed up someplace, they were like, okay, sheriff, DA, assemble. And then they showed up and they're like, hey, what are you doing around? Hey, how do you make your money, buddy? Oh, you're semi-retired.
Well, the town cop came in the door too, all poking his
There
head
you
in the
go,
door,
man.
like
There
on
you
duty.
go.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit. Everybody in the shop's heart sank when he came. Even the sheriff, he was like, oh.
That's a wild story, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was about somebody's parking job. Yeah, it was about somebody's parking job. They were like, see, I wouldn't have said nothing except for you're on the sidewalk and it's the pedestrians are having trouble getting by. He didn't. There wasn't a. He didn't. Nobody called. None of the
I'll
cars
give you
called.
my answer. I'll give you my answer to that. Okay. Every time I've been pulled over in a car, like in rural Maryland, they've always said, well, there's a bunch of kids hitting mailboxes or hitting old people. There was two answers. They were like, well, we pulled you over because kids are hitting mailboxes or hitting old people. And they could always say that. And they're just like, hands off, officer. Like, what the fuck can I do? And you just stand there like a fucking, like a victim. What can you say? He says there's people in the area hitting old people. They look like you. There's people, you can't say anything. You're done.
Right.
And they fucking dig through your backpack and, like that's the end of the night. What's up, Noel? How you doing? You want to join in? Please. It's one at a time, and that will serve Off Grid very well. If you'd like to join in, Noel, please do. You should watch Off Grid.
Got somebody coming up.
Oh, yeah, if you don't mind. You should enjoy it, though. Let's smoke up with it. We'll ask her what's going on. What do you think? So I guess everything's going out on Monday, huh? Or did you already put it in?
It's in the packages, but they're not going out till Monday now.
Okay. Well, no, if you put it in the system, they actually do move it on Saturday. And we didn't go to the mail today, but yeah, I'll let Noel up. It'll be, totally unrelated to this Off Grid, I'm sure. So, you may want to watch that.
Who knows what the, it's a lot of mailing days away and whatever. And it may not make it now until after Memorial Day because the whole Memorial Day weekend might put a pause on that shit.
I'm not worried.
It's stuck in limbo. It's going to be real close to right when they stop moving mail. Right then, you know what I mean? Like,
so
it might make it.
I gave my Off Grid yesterday 11/11. Right, I took those gummies. I was watching you. The blues became very funny. Then you had like that spiral brass, and like the shadows on it were insane. They were like boom, 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 boom. They were like these little dot shadows. Like I say all the time, like look at the bean, and all that crazy shit. Look at the
bean. They're like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm looking at the bean, man. Don't you see him? Easily entertained, easily.
I'm befuddled, man. My blind spots, man.
I'm trying to thaw out chicken for tomorrow and have a barbecue.
You got any bacon, man?
No, just chicken. I got some seasoning and I got some barbecue sauce and stuff. So maybe I'll do part of it, like with some lemon pepper, and the other part we'll barbecue it up.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think that's the disaster they created in my fridge. Is I had a chicken, like basically carcass and a little bit of thighs that had all the juice from the whole thing. You know what I mean? And like they knocked it over. Because I can see this like brown thing. I'm like, this brown pool is getting up because I was gonna use it, but now I can't. So now it's just got to be scrubbed and washed and whatever. That sucks. But it's because they didn't know. Oh well. But yeah, man, if you got some chicken and some bacon, that'll be good. I'm telling you, those jars that you were talking about, like those little drinking jars from Ball or whatever that you make, like mason jars. You could put your own dry of everything that you do with your cookies, right? Including the rough salt and the kind of chocolate you use and the flour and everything, just the dry shit. And then you tell them add the butter, the lard, the whatever, and the you could do that as like a Christmas gift. And it's like all basically what they do is they put a ribbon around the end of that little ball jar that handle like you have already, like you made shakers of, right? So just so a lot of people don't do that. And if you do it like, man, those old I can't remember, but everybody the DoubleTree Hotel ones where they had like maple and they had like pieces of pecan and stuff like that. Those like wild raisin and maple and pecan and oat and chocolate and everything just thrown at the door mixes, who's gonna complain, and then you just put a little bit of baking soda so that it expands, and then you win. You know what I mean? Sorry, Warriors. I don't know what you retracted. So yeah, I'll send you a link, Noel. No problem.
Yeah, those birds are sounding off, Joe.
Yeah, the birds right now, they're talking to each other, and like some of them, the generals are like, hey, see, birds are so dumb. That's what they say, bird brain. They forget all the time. The general's like, we got to bed down for now. And the other little chirpies are like, man, I was trying to have a good time. And they're like, no, we have to go. There's like bushes over here. We got to go lay down and shut up. And he's like, no, man, look, I had this chick on the line. I was just talking to her. Hey, man, I've been playing my banjo all day, And he's like, no, we got to go. And then they're like, okay. And like, so we're about at that time where they all go to the bushes and shut up. But right now they're yelling at the generals, and the generals are like, I don't even remember what, but I'm telling you, we gotta go. That's bird brain in action, man. And he's gonna work a little bit. Heck yeah, man. Keep working.
Hell yeah.
So you did finish that, carving it out, man. And they're elk.
Mm-hmm.
It's elk point.
That was actually to get both of the pipes. It took 2 horns. Like I was
Okay.
sad to chop up the tip on a second horn. I was
You
like, can I
didn't think
get it
you
out?
had to. You didn't think
Yeah,
you
I was
had
like,
to, right?
can I get it out of this same horn? And I couldn't get it the same one, like another pipe that I wanted, like that was the same.
That
So I had
sounds
to
right.
chop it off. Chopped it off of a second horn.
That's why I think the one
Whichever
that
way
I
it
had,
is, like
the one that I had, which was an antler of maybe a deer or something, it was very short. I don't think they could make a second pipe out of it. I think that it would shatter instead of shattering once. You couldn't cut it. I think it does like pasta. Pasta, you cannot break. Did you know that you can't break pasta in 2? The middle piece that comes out is always separate. So it always breaks in 3. Try it off grid. You're the man who can fold paper to a world famous level. Can you break a piece of pasta in 2, not 3? Dried semolina stick.
which kind? And the 3,
Spaghetti. Spaghetti.
a
One
spaghetti,
stick. Spaghetti.
and
One stick. Break it into 2 instead of 3. 3 means that a shard throws out from the middle. You can never break it into 2 pieces without a shard flying out from the middle, which is 3. Try it. Off grid, you're always up for the challenge. We're doing paper planes. We're doing everything around here, man. Break it into 2 pieces without a shard falling out of the middle.
Oh, is there any other rules?
That's it. If you have 2 clean pieces and no fucking, no grain falls away from the middle, no shard from the middle, you're good. If you have 2 sticks and nothing fell away, no little shard from the middle, you're good. Is that possible? I don't know.
Try to get me 1 stick here. 1 stick.
Can anybody around here fold a paper 7 times?
Like
Because
this.
I know somebody who can. His name is Off Grid. And I know that the record holder can only do it 12. Break it into 2 pieces of straight and nothing in the middle. No shard from the middle. No third piece.
Okay, Joe. Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Nope. You can. I trust you. You can trust me.
Can I go like this?
Sure. Why not? Who gives a? Yeah. Go ahead.
Clean break. Clean break.
Okay. Then let me test something. Take one of those and do it in the air, and let's see if you can do it. Okay. Maybe it is a clean break. Maybe it is. Maybe. Let's see if this one's a clean break.
Anyway.
No, with your hands. With your hands now. This time we're just testing it hard.
Okay.
We're testing it real hard.
Oh yeah. Ruby.
Nothing.
Two
pieces.
Snap.
Nothing fell off. He's the winner, man. I don't know how to say this, but all these things are not true. These things are not true.
Watch. I'll do it again. Okay.
Right. Two pieces in the air. 2 pieces. David Blaine's. David Blaine, Darren. I don't know, man. He defies definition. They're all lies, is what it is. They're all lies.
I'm special, Joe. That's what it is. I'm special.
You're not special. It's all lies. It's all lies, man. Thanks, Alfred. No, thanks for like digging at it. That's how we have to learn. They say these things all the time, you know. It's ludicrous, you know.
I'm just not seeing it. Watch. I won't even try. I'm gonna go get another one. I'm just gonna
Look it up.
snap it.
I'll just say, look it up real quick. Spaghetti in two. Spaghetti
I'm just
in
gonna.
two.
I'm just gonna snap it too, Joe. Watch. I'm just gonna come over here, and I'm gonna just snap it right in two. Watch. I'm gonna come right over here.
Yeah.
2 pieces.
Easy, right? Easy.
No shard. Just right into 2. No shard.
So let's see. I'm gonna watch what Google says. I'm gonna just put spaghetti in two. It's gonna be slow, I guess.
You gotta grab it by the end. I mean, if you grab it by the end, it explodes. You know what I mean? Like, if you grab it like this and you bow it, it'll explode.
Okay, listen to this. You seriously have to listen to this. Okay, off grid. What universe are you from?
Earth?
Because this is, have you ever heard of this place? It's called Michigan Institute of Technology, MIT
Oh
News.
yeah, well those guys are off their rockers sometimes.
Because what they say is this: it is nearly impossible to break a dry spaghetti noodle into 2 pieces. A new MIT study shows, and how and why it can be done. It can be done, but it is nearly impossible.
Nearly impossible. Highly unlikely.
Okay, can you break the noodle in 2? If not,
And
you're in
I
good.
broke it in 2 again. I defied the odds a 4th time.
All this wasted pasta, man. They're lying.
What are they really doing? Whose brother-in-law is selling the pasta, and what are they doing with it once they break it in 2?
Yo, what's up, Ganja King? We're trying to figure out why MIT doesn't know how to break pasta in half.
I just did it again. How much did it cost for them to learn that they don't even know how to break a piece of put noodle in half? And they're like, it's impossible! Impossible!
Nearly.
Nearly impossible!
Except for you. What's up, Ganja King? How you doing? We're trying to figure this MIT shit out, Mike.
They didn't even. Look, there's a little spot here on the very edge. You can't really see it that well, but it nearly was like a piece that flew off, like a tiny little shard, but it didn't. It still stuck to the noodle.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. I can see it. Yeah, nothing's up, man.
It's impossible to break it, too. Well, you know how much it costs to make a pin that they took to the moon? Like, there was like, I don't even know how many millions of dollars it took to create the Fisher space pin.
Yeah, because
Research
it
and
needed to have a gas bubble that would always go up, no matter what the atmosphere was. Yet the Russian answer is to use a pencil. Yet they say that that's mythical more than true at this point. Actually, they say that that's just like a tale. You know what I mean? I don't know, but we know what station is up there, and that's the Mir space station, and we know who drives people back and forth. That's supposed to be the Russians, and we know that it's crazy that people even survive that bullshit, which makes it like I don't know what they're doing. And then we look at the fact that it looks at about 4:20 p.m. right here, and it is 7:24. Hi, 7:24. How you doing? It's wonderful time to take a walk. Look at this shit. That's 7:24, like you said. When you wake up in the morning and it's fucking daylight, and you go to sleep and it's fucking daylight, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird, man. And Anthony apparently had his turn down before mine yesterday, and we're in the same state. Mine's not down yet.
yeah, it's pretty late here right now when it's going down.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy, man.
Oh yeah, it'll be 10 o'clock again pretty soon when it gets dark.
Well, I'm pretty sure that my soil and everything is happy. Like I said, I just had that left over. I don't really care. So one of the things I didn't want to do, but I really wanted to do, was just massage the soil. Because I reconditioned the soil and put everything back in it, and it's got guano. It's got the best thing in Earth anyway. It's got guano, so I like to just make friends with it, and make everything go.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it's all going to be really nice in the end. All this soil has like land and sea guano. It has coffee. It has all kinds of earthworms, their own corpses, their own feces, their own diet, all that kind of shit. So everything is in there, and so it's just a matter of keeping them happy.
Yeah, Monday night here. Monday night here, 29 and rain, maybe snow. So you gotta wait. I gotta wait till at least after Monday to plant.
Oh yeah. We're not gonna have any snow, that's for sure. We would love to have rain, but we're not gonna have snow.
Yeah, I've been watching the weather like a hawk right now because I know planting time is right around the corner. It's almost there.
Right. 21st, 23rd, something like this. Yes, right into the ground. Right.
Yeah, one more hoorah from the weather. 29. That's a pretty good one.
So if you
Jeez.
have all of the 6 mature, 6 non-mature, and they all survive, minus males that are fed. If they survive, then your neighbors get the benefit of having a, here you go, it's about to be mature, so now it must be, it's not mine because it's over 6 of mine. You just pass it off.
If he wants it, or else it'll be off with its head.
Right. Well, I was just wondering because you did mention that. You did mention that you have that other dimension where the neighbor has a shot.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, if I give it to him, it'll be his bud.
Yeah. I get that. That's what keeps it legal, right? And everything.
Yep. They're doing good. The garden's doing good, pretty good. I wish I would have had more stuff going though. I tried. I tried to get lots of other stuff going, and it just didn't make it without a
You
grow
got
light and just being in.
tomatoes and squash and things. Yo, Hobo, what's going on?
Yeah,
You got tomato and squash and things.
I tried zucchinis and all kinds of stuff, different kinds of different gourds, and I had pumpkins going. I had a big pumpkin going from February. At one point, it had a leaf that was like this big, and it completely died now. It died back.
Cheers to you, Hobo. How you doing? One out.
Yeah, I don't know if my trees will ever get that big, Joe, as like the ones behind you there.
Well, yeah, they're not very fruitful. There's no fruit. They are a fruit tree, but they're fruitless. You know what I mean? So you're better off. Don't worry about these stupid trees. These trees are made to not, to not overgrow around us. They're only male trees. We have pollen everywhere. My son went outside. They did more paper planes today. He got really choked up by all the pollen. You know what I mean? And I was like, that just means you need to do it more, so that you can get acclimated and keep going. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Our sage
Get
out
more.
here, it grows and the pollen fires off all this sage in the whole valley. And if you're allergic to that, man, it really messes people up for a few weeks.
Yeah. Well, here it's because it's all it's all run over and then replanted ground. So they only plant male trees, and then the pollen overcomes us. You know what I mean? Like my eyelids burn right now. They have a bunch of green pollen.
Yeah, it gets all over the car and stuff too. Like, is it that kind of pollen where it just lands all over everything?
Yep.
Like parking your car underneath a pine tree. At a certain time
Yeah.
of year, if you do that, your car will be all like yellow, look like it got spiced.
Right. Like what turmeric all over it or something, or like curry powder or something all over it. It's all yellow spiced. Yeah. Hobo's busy, man. Heck yeah, Hobo. I believe you, man. I'm not. I'm just chilling over here. It's still
Yeah,
pretty dang bright for 7:30. You know what I mean? So there you go.
it's that time of year.
Man, I had this like weird, I guess, separation with everything. I'm pretty fucking high, but I had this weird separation that Noelle was like, "I'm coming up," and then afterwards, like, "Oh, I know she's coming up," and then you like left, but you never did. And it's like, I'm not saying you should have. I was just saying like there was like this past history that never happened, and I think she's mad too. Um,
They didn't say nothing after you said that. You were like, "Hey, you want to come on up?" And nothing.
no, yeah. It's weird because I thought it actually happened or something. I thought it already went. That's weird. Hobo, I was showing my son my like Sean was on really late night and I was like almost silent and he was like talking about, hey, show me a card trick, and so I just played a funny one on him. And then the other one was I just used throwing stars that were like factory throwing stars with different paintings on them, right? So I just like flipped through those and did like the pick your card with the throwing stars. That was my second one. But then I didn't know where 3 throwing stars were. And my son was here and he was about to leave. And I was like, you know what's about to happen? And he's like, you're going to step on a throwing star. And I was like, probably. Do you want to watch or do you want to leave now? And he was like, I'll just leave now. He's like, you don't know where 3 of them are. You're probably going to step on a throwing star. And he was close to right.
You remember those old thumbtacks that had the metal round tops on them that were flat tops? You know.
Yes, yes, yes.
And one time I stepped on one of those on my heel and my bare feet, and it went all the way in. I was like, oh, that hurts to pull them out of there, man.
Yeah. And then people get they get the plantar warts, you know. They get the plantar warts in their heels, and like that, the roots go back up to their bones, and that's where it really, really hurts, you know.
I had one that took years to get rid of. I fought it, battled it, and finally got rid of it. It took a lot.
Because he likes finding random Legos. That was so funny. My friend's grandmother was like, I got everything. And she did all like the old Lego mats and all the old stuff. And some of it was cracked up. And she was just giving me like duffel bags full of it to put in my truck. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do with this? You know, they'd have to build something to use, you know?
I was at the gas station the other day and I looked down on the ground and I found one of my marbles that I lost.
Oh yeah, at the gas station you found one you already had? Yeah, that's wild.
Well, I mean, maybe I lost a lot of marbles over the years, so I found one.
Right. Okay. That's just assigning value. Near misses are better than dead ons. Near misses are better than dead ons. People like them a lot more. That's what he was saying. Well, you have to flex your feet somehow, man. Golf ball, that's what I heard. Use that.
Yeah. You know, if you got strong enough feet and ankles and toes and everything, you can be like a ballerina and stand all the way up on your tippy toes.
Right.
I was never tough enough. Like my toes are never tough enough to be able to all the way up. Holy shit, up onto your big toe like that. Woo wee, that shit's fucking. You got to be tough.
Right. Or anybody who climbs like a whatever, like, you know, straight face mountain and they just go straight up. They do the same thing. They use all their thumb and, you know, big toe power and all that. You know, that's hard. That's hard. You know, like a lot of times it comes up on your channel with bodybuilders and stuff, and what they do is the same thing. You know, it's like it's so hard. You know, they dedicate their whole lives and their bodies and their health to it. They just do it.
Yeah. Guys dying in their 20s pursuing something.
Yeah.
Something that they like, you know, whatever. People die all the time, but
yeah, of course. I mean, and of course they like being celebrated for that time, you know, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's like a different level though. Yeah, like willing to die for their sport, like that's another level. Versus like most sports are like the players are like not willing to die for the game. They're like, no.
Tennis players don't do what bodybuilders do. I mean, I'll just put that out there. Tennis players do not do what bodybuilders do. What like show people do to their bodies. You know, tennis players don't have to. They have to work on their skills. You know, they have to work on their backs. You know, they're not working on like their chemical intake. Their you know, all the wild things that bodybuilders do. You know, and that shit to me is so impressive, amazing. I love it. I'm in awe of it. You know, I love it.
What do you want?
To go up on your shoulder, it's just a little one.
He's right there. He is over the top of the camera. He's like, bro, you do this every live. You come over here and then you just stare at me. What do you want? Is it something over here? No, you got water. There's water over there. I'm not sure what he's trying to get. There's water over there.
I hope you watch Short Time very soon, man. That's a good one that I sent you. Short Time, as long as you have it. The Dad
All right,
McCoy.
yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get to the commitments pretty soon.
Right.
Put these for a minute. Gus will watch her. "10 minutes in the big yard." There they go. Zoom, zoom.
So you brought the plants in for the night?
Not yet.
No.
They're gonna stay out. No, I think they're staying out tonight. Town says 40. It'll be a few degrees colder here. Probably 38 tonight. They'll probably stay out.
Okay. We just got 9 likes, man. If we can get 11, man, that'll be crazy. So I shared your harvest from last year where you showed Big Mama. You showed that middle was gone, but I shared that now so that people can see, because I guess that's those seeds, you know what I mean? Like they're not sex, they're unknown, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's wild, man. That's completely exciting,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hope you do even better this time, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get more. We're gonna get more overall poundage. I don't know if we'll have a plant bigger, but we're gonna get overall more poundage this year.
Okay. Wow. So that's like
we're gonna try though. We're gonna try to grow something bigger.
6 mature legal at 6 pounds each.
We're gonna shoot for like 4, probably 6 plants at 4 pounds.
There you go. 6 at 4. Okay. All right.
It's still that'd be more than last year. Last year the whole harvest was around 15 pounds.
Right. So you're just ramping up a little bit more than 15, but you totally got that. So you're gonna get that.
Yeah, we'll see what.
You'll get it. I mean, you got that. So.
3 pounds.
That's a big one.
And then the next, the lavender at 4.6 pounds.
Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of people, like I said, their expectations are if they can get 1.5 out of a seed, that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Even if I only got one per,
Uh-oh. Your phone's getting hit up.
Blowing up, bro.
Making sales.
It's still popping off. There's like 50 odd, man, they're just popping off, bro.
There you go, man. There you go. I got nothing. Mine's broken. Shit, I'll check my other phone, man. Mine's broken.
I just hooked it up and it popped off like 100.
Dang, who's live? I'm missing, huh?
Those are all old ones, I guess,
Dude, it's so funny. So my wife was over and we had a great time, and my son, he was over here, and Hershey is fucking live. Yeah, I should be there. I'm so sorry. But anyways, it was so funny because we were like, yeah, the worst thing that ever happened was that time you went fishing and those 2 times you went golfing. And he was like, yeah. He was like, man, that sucks. And we were like, wait a minute, again, the worst thing that ever happened. Yeah, that sucked. I hated going fishing. Golfing, man, I had to go twice.
And then we were just laughing, and we were like, "You see that? You see that? He's 21 years old. That's the
Oh,
worst
damn.
thing that's ever happened to him." You know what I mean? We were like, "Woohoo!" We celebrated. We high fived. We were like, "There's his trauma. Wow, he had to go fishing and golf."
There goes that other like. There goes that other like, Joe. But Joe, they ain't gonna find us. There's too much competition today. We are way down the list. I just
That's
scrolled
okay.
down. I just scrolled down to see, and we are so far down the list. Like,
Well, that's okay. Look, Hershey's live. I'm gonna go to Hershey anyway.
hell yeah. I just saw it at the top of the list.
Right, Noel, come fight another day.
I'm there right
But
now.
yeah, I'm going there. All
Huh.
right, everybody, here you go. Cheers. Cheers your phones. Cheers your phones.
I already hit
See
that.
you
I
later.
already hit that like.
Off
I
grid.
already hit that like.
All right, off grid. I'll see you soon, man.
That
Thank you.
like hit that high. All right.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Later on.